Let's talk about working on your bike and an important tool for working on your bike, and one that I've used for years. Now, there's the thing about working on bikes, you need specialty tools. And over the past few years, I've shown you multiple videos as I've added to my stockpile of specialty bike tools. I have a specific toolbox that has bike specialty tools in it. I can pretty much work on just about anything. But this tool, it says Pro Bike Tool, but it's not specific to bikes, because this is a little torque wrench, a little 1/4 inch drive torque wrench. But of all the tools that I use on bikes, this is the one I use not only on bikes, on lawnmowers, on scooters, on many things, this little torque wrench. But I want to revel in this little torque wrench for a minute and tell you why it's so important that you have a good torque wrench that's going to work on bikes. Because you can run down and get a 3/8 drive torque wrench or a 1/2 inch drive to work on big stuff. But when you're working on bikes, most of the time, it's little small measurements. I don't know how well you can see this here, but this one will go down as low as 2 Newton meters and as high as 20 Newton meters. And you would be surprised how hard it is to find a torque wrench to do these little small values. And if you don't think you would use these a lot, well, that 3 right there, grips, lock-on grips. Those are almost always 3 Newton meters, and your 3/8 drive torque wrenches aren't going to go down that low. 6 Newton meters, that would be like disc brake rotors, caliper mount. 6 Newton meters to 8 Newton meters is a lot of stem bolts, sometimes up to 10. But there's constant usage for the 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on down here on the lower end of this torque wrench spectrum. Up on the high end, 20 is most of the stuff that you're going to work on with the bike will be covered in the range of just this wrench. Now, we'll fairly say that sometimes you run into stuff, well, like that. You see that one's 50 Newton meters there. So that would mean a bigger torque wrench than a 1/4 inch drive. But there's so much on a bike that I work on with this over the years that, well, I've just been thrilled with this little Pro Bike Tool. It's worked so well. It's small. It comes with an extension here, and it comes with the common sockets. Just about everything bike related is covered in this small little kit. And these are, well, they're not cheap. You know, I like a lot of super budget stuff. But in the world of good calibrated torque wrenches, these are, well, they're about, I think it's $52, $53 for this version. There is a black version, and just had a friend. They saw this one day over here in the bike barn, and they bought themselves one, but they got the black one. And it has a benefit. It's about $4 more. But I'm going to tell you why the black one is a benefit. And, well, I better tell you before I forget. This one is, they call this plat, like plat silver, but they have just a regular silver that I think is a little more shiny. But this one, you can see those index markers there, but if you can tell, it's, well, a little hard to see them. I struggle sometimes. I have to get in the light just right and turn it to see. His black one has white text on it. It's so easy to see. I mean, you could see it, just quickly glance and turn in. And the way this works, you pull this down, you dial up to where you need to be, and you can go into little small increments. So let's say I wanted 3.5. I just turn it up here to 3 and then go to 0.5, and I'm locked in exactly where I need to be. Well, you saw me moving it there just to do this. I was having to twist it and kind of look to see. On his black one, it was a lot easier to see. So if I had to do this over again, I would spend the extra $4 for the black one. But if $4 was an issue, then this one for $52.99, something like that, I'll put a link down in the description. It works, and it's worked for me for years, and I'm so happy with it. But I'm even more happy with it now that I found out that his was doing so well for him. Also, this just happened. I have a buddy that works at a shop that has a lot of tools, and he had a calibration tool for torque wrenches, and he had it for just a short amount of time. So I took this over to his place. I want to show you here. This is the calibration sheet that came with this. And you can see in November 27th, 2020 was the date of the test. So I got it maybe in early 2021 or very late 2020. Been using it since then. I'll have to look up in my videos. Maybe I know I've had it for years, but I don't know exactly how many years. You can see when they tested it, they had a minimum and a maximum at 2 Newton meters, at 12, and at 20. And they wrote the average here. Well, we tested it. Now, I didn't write the minimums and maximums. Actually, he wrote it down, but I forgot to grab the paper. But I do know that the average was 12.02 after all these years of me using this torque wrench and suspecting that it was doing pretty good because, I mean, I never calibrated it. I don't have any way to calibrate a torque wrench, so, you're just trusting what you get when you get one. But I knew it was pretty close because I have cross-checked it versus some other torque wrenches when they were within a value range as I come across them. And when we go up to the 12 Newton meter, it was 11.98 back in November of 2020. It's 11.99 now, so it's changed just a little on the range, and I don't know where the low and where the high was because, again, I didn't grab that sheet. But all the way up to the top, 19.87, that's the biggest jump that I had between the factory range or the factory calibration and what it's at today. It's at 20.01, the average there, but definitely within the range that it says, we're on here, yeah. Supposed to be tested to plus or minus 1%. I'm still good. After multiple years of using this, I couldn't be any happier with one tool, and that's why I'm making this video. I can't tell you how many people I talk to that strip out small bolts like we have on bikes, like lock-on grip bolts. It's so easy because 3 Newton meters, when you're using a small hex key, you would be surprised how easy it is to accidentally go over 3 Newton meters because, well, it's just not much. It takes less than you think, and with this, you always know you're in the safe range. It clicks, it's tight, you've done it correctly. Same thing with rotor bolts. All the others that are so easy to strip on bikes, I haven't stripped them. Well, it's rare that I strip a bolt because usually I finish up with this. I'll just get something snugged down and then I whip this out and I torque it down. So important if you're working on your stuff and you want it A, done right, and B, you don't want to strip anything, especially if you're new at working on things. It's a worthy investment. I thought I would make this video really quick because I was so thrilled to find out that my little Pro Bike Tool torque wrench is not only working like it worked when I got it, and that was actually true, that it's still doing good. I don't expect that it will be out of calibration anytime soon because I do take care of it. I mean, look at this. I've made sure when I open this, I don't flop the lid over because I like that text still looking crisp. You have no idea how much I have used this over the years. Pro Bike Tool, worthy of a video, link down in the description. Give it a look, it's worth it. And also added this, I needed this for his tool, for his calibration tool. This is the 1/4 inch up to 3/8 inch adapter. And I had this off and I was gonna pull it off and put it on, but I snapped it back on this before I left because I just bought this. I'll be able to use this on my Vespa. Anyway, that's the video. If you have a torque wrench that you use, do you use this Pro Bike Tool? I've been really impressed with this brand. All these years later, it's still working like a champ. It always has. It always has, and it's saved me from stripping out bolts. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.